Sometimes the best trips are the ones where you don't rush anything. The morning already felt warm outside, but there was something peaceful about leaving home early. The roads were quieter, people were just starting their day, and it honestly felt like the beginning of a movie. My journey started with the RTA bus F16 going to Onpassive Metro Station. I know some people hate commuting, but for me, public transport in Dubai is part of the experience. There's something relaxing about sitting by the window while the city slowly wakes up around you. After arriving at Onpassive Metro Station, I took the metro going to Ibn Battuta. And honestly, I really love the Dubai Metro. Maybe it's because it feels organized and peaceful. Maybe it's because every metro ride feels like the start of an adventure. Or maybe I just like staring outside the window pretending I'm in a cinematic travel vlog. For the longest time, I wanted a short escape from Dubai. Not because I was tired of the city, honestly. I love Dubai, but because sometimes you just need a change of atmosphere. Different roads, different views, different energy. So I planned a simple 3 days and 2 nights trip to Abu Dhabi, and somehow that simple trip turned into one of my favorite experiences this year. The day started early. I packed my things the night before, but I still woke up double checking everything because I always feel like I forgot something. Charger? Check. Camera? Check. Power bank? Definitely important. The ride to Ibn Battuta was smooth, and before long, I arrived at the bus station heading to Abu Dhabi. I grabbed my ticket, found my seat, plugged in my earphones, and just relaxed. At first, I planned to enjoy the road trip views, but the next thing I knew, I was waking up because we were already entering Abu Dhabi. Honestly, sleeping during road trips hits differently. The roads in Abu Dhabi immediately felt calmer and wider compared to Dubai. The buildings looked elegant, the streets felt quieter, and everything had this peaceful luxury vibe. Then finally, I arrived at Emirates Palace Mandarin Oriental. And wow, even just arriving outside the hotel already felt unreal. For people who don't know, Emirates Palace isn't just a hotel, it's literally one of the most iconic luxury hotels in the UAE. The architecture alone is insane. Huge domes, gold details, grand hallways. It honestly looks like a royal palace. The hotel opened in 2005 and became famous worldwide because of how luxurious it is. Even celebrities, world leaders, and royalty have stayed there before. Walking inside the lobby immediately felt like entering another world. The ceilings were massive. Everything was sparkling. Marble everywhere, gold accents everywhere. Even the smell inside the hotel felt expensive somehow. The staff welcomed me warmly, and the service was honestly amazing from the start. But unfortunately, my room still wasn't ready yet. Honestly though, I didn't mind because it gave me an excuse to explore Abu Dhabi immediately. So instead of waiting around, I headed to Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. And every single time I visit this place, it still leaves me speechless. The Grand Mosque is one of the largest mosques in the world, and it's honestly one of the most beautiful places in the UAE. The white marble reflects sunlight so perfectly that the entire place almost glows. Everything there feels peaceful. Even though there were tourists around, the atmosphere still felt calm and quiet. Walking through the corridors, seeing the floral marble designs, the giant chandeliers, and the reflection pools, it genuinely feels magical. I spent a long time there, just appreciating the architecture and the atmosphere. Sometimes when you travel, you realize not every moment has to be exciting or loud. Some places are beautiful simply because they make you slow down. After enjoying the mosque for a while, I headed back to Emirates Palace. This time, my room was finally ready, and honestly, entering that room felt like the highlight of the day. The room looked elegant without trying too hard. Warm lighting, luxurious furniture, an incredibly comfortable bed, and a beautiful view outside the window. The bathroom alone looked bigger than some hotel rooms I've stayed in before. One thing I loved about Emirates Palace is that it doesn't just feel luxurious, it feels relaxing. Some luxury hotels can feel intimidating, but this place still felt comfortable and welcoming. I spent time exploring the property too because the hotel itself is massive. Private beach, huge swimming pools, beautiful gardens, fancy restaurants everywhere. You could honestly spend an entire day just inside the hotel and never get bored. That night, I slowed everything down. I enjoyed dinner, walked around the property, and just appreciated the atmosphere. The hotel looked even more beautiful at night because all the lights made the palace glow. And honestly, that first night felt perfect. No stress, no rushing, just peace. The next morning, I woke up excited because it was my main exploring day in Abu Dhabi. I opened the curtains and immediately saw bright sunlight. And that's when I remembered Abu Dhabi heat is serious. Still, I was excited because one of the places I wanted to visit the most was TeamLab Phenomena Abu Dhabi. Now, if you've never heard of TeamLab before, it's basically an immersive digital art experience created by a Japanese art collective famous around the world. And honestly, visiting it felt like entering another dimension. Every room was different. Some rooms had moving lights flowing across the walls and floor. Some had mirrors everywhere that made the space feel infinite. Other rooms reacted to movement, so every person changes the experience differently. It didn't even feel like a normal museum. It felt like stepping inside art itself. One moment felt calming and peaceful, then the next room felt futuristic and overwhelming in the best way possible. I honestly took my time there because every room deserved to be experienced slowly. But once I stepped back outside, the heat immediately humbled me. It was super hot. Like, why does the air feel like an oven kind of hot? So I decided to continue the day indoors and visit Zayed National Museum. And honestly, I'm glad I did. The museum experience felt completely different from TeamLab, but equally enjoyable. While TeamLab felt futuristic and emotional, the Zayed Museum felt meaningful and educational. The museum focuses on the history, culture, and vision of the UAE, especially the legacy of Sheikh Zayed, the founding father of the country. Walking through the exhibits honestly made me appreciate how much the UAE has developed in such a short amount of time. The architecture itself was beautiful too. Everything felt modern, minimal, and peaceful. After spending time there, I continued exploring and eventually walked through Masar Garden, going toward Louvre Abu Dhabi. And honestly, this part of the day felt cinematic. The weather started cooling down slightly, the sunlight became softer, the entire area looked golden during sunset. The Louvre Abu Dhabi is honestly one of the most beautiful museums architecturally. The giant dome creates this incredible rain of light effect when sunlight passes through it. Even outside, the place already feels artistic. I spent time just walking slowly around the area, appreciating the water views and the peaceful atmosphere. By that time, the sky was already getting darker, and honestly, I started feeling exhausted from all the walking. But it was the good kind of tired, the kind where you fully enjoyed your day. So I headed back to Emirates Palace for my final night, and somehow the hotel felt even more relaxing after an entire day outside. That night, I realized how much I genuinely enjoyed this trip. Not because it was luxurious, not because I visited famous places, but because for a few days, life felt slower. No pressure, no stress, just exploring, resting, and appreciating moments as they happened. Then, suddenly, it was already my last day. I hate that feeling when trips are ending because it always feels too fast. I spent my last morning enjoying the hotel one final time before checkout, taking final videos, looking outside the window one last time, trying to mentally save every moment before leaving. Eventually, it was time to check out and head back to Dubai. I took the bus again, sat quietly by the window, and honestly just replayed the entire trip in my head. And then finally, back to the Dubai Metro. And somehow, ending the trip the exact same way it started felt perfect. Because sometimes the best part of traveling isn't just the destination, it's the entire journey.